Hello and welcome to today's 411. We're here. November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and we're here with Nurse Philip Jacobus here to talk about World International Diabetes Day and Diabetes Awareness. Welcome to the program, Nurse Jacobus.
And welcome to you too. And good morning, everyone.
All right. So talk a little bit about International Day for Diabetes, its goals and objectives.
Okay. Since 2006, it has been declared on the 14th of November, World Diabetes Day, because a resolution was passed by United Nations. Also, the 14th also marks the birthday of Frederick Banting, who was a surgeon at the time. Along with he co-discovered insulin along with the medical student Charles Best in the year 1922. And we know the importance of insulin in the management of diabetes.
So what about some of the goals and objectives of the day?
But the theme for this year, World Diabetes Day, is Nurse and Diabetes. And the aim is to raise awareness of around the crucial role of the nurses with people living with diabetes. That's the theme and the aim.
And as a nurse, how do you feel about the theme? What does it mean to you?
It is great because we play a big part. We as nurses, how do we play that part? One, the patient comes to us, and also we include the family in the management of the patient. So it's like three parts. We have the medical team, we have the patient, and we have the family. And so like we get a circle, and that also reminds me of the symbol of the diabetes, which is a circle, a blue circle, the symbol of diabetes. And that circle, that symbolizes unity, and unity is strength. So family plays a great part in the management of diabetes. When we bring in the family with the patient, because remember, it's not only the patient needs support.
Definitely.
So if anything happens to that patient, or like what happened this morning, so the family could tell me exactly what happened to the patient, what medication the patient is on. So without getting any information from the patient, we could have got the family relative. So it's a support thing.
And as a nurse, what role do you play specifically with patients to help them manage their diabetes?
Well, here at the clinic, as we say, educate. When the patient comes to us, okay, the doctor makes a diagnosis, and when the patient comes to us, we do like follow-up. We find out how much you know about your condition, what it is, what are the signs and symptoms, what medications you're taking, the dosage. And one of the things I keep telling them, don't tell me a big white tablet and small red tablet. We all emphasize they should know the dosage and the names of the medication.
In terms of when a diabetic first comes through your clinic, walk us through what happens. So I'm a diabetic patient. I just found out I have diabetes, and I come to here at the Eastern Clinic for assistance with the management and care of my disease. What happens on my first visit?
When you come here, okay, you have been diagnosed by a doctor, and of course doctor would have given you some information and maybe medication probably. We'll ask, how are you today? Try to make you as comfortable as possible. And we ask you how much you know about diabetes. From there we start. What do you know about the condition? What you do not know, we try to fill in a little. What we know as nurses, your signs and symptoms, if you're taking medication, and say, okay, what medication are you taking? Sometimes they tell us they do not know. So now we have to go back and check with doctor what medication and so on. to go back into the system. And we educate them, we need to know, seriously, like, because supposing now the patient goes to another doctor, the person should know what that patient is taking. And also now, from that now, we ask, is there anybody in the home, because of, if something happens, if you're going hypoglycemic now, become hypoglycemic, what happens? You know where to help, you need help. Who is there in your home to help you? So if you say they have somebody, we bring in that person and we educate them. These are some of the things, so we get the family support.
Wonderful. And in terms of some of your challenges, what are some of the challenges you're experiencing now with some of the patients coming through the clinic?
The challenges are, one, we advocate like them to buy their own glucometers. And presently, it's very difficult for them to buy their own. But some of them do, and if they do buy it, we ask them to, if they cannot set it up, bring it and we'll show them how to use it. We teach them to use the machine. And also, they say they're afraid to stick their finger. We say, okay, I'll bring somebody else in the family and I'll teach them how to do it so they can return it. And eventually, so basically, it's education.
And what would you like to see some of your patients do better to manage their disease?
Well, that is one of the things. One, when they come, they should be able to tell me they're losing their weight because they're exercising, they're eating better, they're eating smaller portions, and they stop going and get the sodas, they're using more water. They must tell me that. Because if I can give you scenarios like what happened before, it might take you a little long with managing diabetes.
Well, Nurse Jacobus, we want to thank you for coming on the program today to just give us a brief overview of the management of diabetes here at the clinic. Give us some contact information.
440-1636 is the cell number, and 852-6800.
Thank you very much. Final thoughts?
And my final thoughts. As a nurse, I always remember the 6 C's. We must remember that. Care. As a person, as a nurse, we all must show care. Compassion. We must show that love. Competence. We must show that we know. Because we assess patients, patients assess us. So it goes both ways. Communicate. How do we communicate with patients? It must be simple. Everybody doesn't learn at the same level. Sometimes we have to break down as low as possible just for them to understand. Everybody's different. Courage to make changes. So we have to tell them, okay, we just as I say, we used to eat this large meal, now have the courage and to eat small meals to make that change. Be courageous. That drastic step to make that change. And committed. If you promise them, as nurses, we do not know everything. And if we tell them, okay, I do not know, we mustn't be ashamed to say we do not know. We must be humble enough to say we do not know. But if you promise them that we're going to find out, make an effort to find out and give back them the word. So they're the 3 C's. Care, compassion, competence, communicate, courage, and commitment. And let me give you a quote. And I love this quote. Too often, we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest accomplishment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around.
Wonderful, wonderful. I want to thank you so much for coming on the program today and leaving us with those inspiring words and educating us about all the wonderful things you do here to help persons manage their diabetes. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
And I want to thank you, viewing audience, for viewing this program today. We encourage you to share this video. This is part one of a three-part series. As you know, we seek to educate and make people aware of diabetes. So today we had Nurse Jacobus. We're going to have a nutritionist on board. And of course, we're going to have a doctor here to speak about some of the things associated with diabetes and how you could better manage your diabetes. Reporting for the BVI Health Services Authority, I am Marketing and Communications Manager Natasha Letson. Thank you for tuning in.